Hello, my name is Kendra Shaw, the official business renovator. Welcome to my channel. I will be discussing today 12 tips to help you work from home successfully. Every remote worker faces unique challenges, from distractions that are unusually hard to avoid to increasingly complex responsibilities at home that make it challenging to find a healthy work-life balance. The good news, the amazing benefits of remote work make the effort you put into overcoming any work from home obstacles more than worth your time. The particular aspects of remote work mean that you'll have to do some planning ahead to work from home successfully. By developing a few good habits and following some key suggestions, you can work through any work from home challenges that come your way. Check out these 12 tips to help you find success when working remotely. Number one, communicate proactively. When you're not in the same office as your boss and teammates, you need to take your communication skills to the next level. Use email, phone calls, video calls, online chat software, and whatever tools you have at your disposal. Ask when and how people want to hear from you and follow those preferences. Be prepared to over-communicate to ensure you and your team members are collaborating effectively and your manager knows your priorities. I absolutely 100% agree with this tip. I do this effectively and all the time. I was just communicating to my peer that even when I go on my lunches and breaks, I am sure to announce it everywhere because in my position, people are looking for me across the project. So I make sure that they know that I am not available whenever I can. And then if there is a circumstance where I am not able to respond in what I feel like is a timely manner, I always make sure to, when I do respond, to respond to them with an explanation of where I was located, just because I want them to know that I'm respectful of their time and aware that they needed me at that time. Number two, we want to clarify expectations. Clarifying expectations starts by having frequent and transparent conversations with your boss and coworkers. Making sure you know what they expect you to accomplish and when. Continue to manage expectations as you proceed with projects and tasks, providing updates and asking for clarification as needed. When you've met your deadline, ask for feedback to make sure you did what you needed to do. This will help you build trust and ensure that you and your teammates are on the same page. Absolutely agree with this tip as well. It is very important that you meet deadlines, that you clarify what is required, what is requested, how they want to receive that information, when they want to receive it by. I will admit that I need to work on requesting feedback. I kind of live by the code of if it's not good enough, they'll tell me, but this is a good suggestion that I also should add that question of, is this what you expected? Is there more that I can do? Is there something else that you need after I have completed the task? I like that idea. Tip number three, set office hours and stick to them. Decide what your regular work hours will be and inform your boss and colleagues of your schedule. Then do all you can to follow it. Your coworkers need to know when you'll be available for work tasks and meetings and when you've clocked out and on personal time. Creating a set schedule also makes it more likely that you won't consistently work long hours, which will support your overall work-life balance. This is true. Connects to number one where I use the example of how I announce when I'm going on lunches and breaks so they're aware that I'm not available. I mean, it doesn't necessarily stop anyone from tagging me and or looking for me during that time, but at least I know that I've covered myself to let others know that I am not available. Also, it's very important to set times for yourself so that because you're working from home, it's very easy to work anytime, all the time without any schedule. You don't want to do that. Like it mentioned, because of your work-life balance. I did have a point in time during my job where I was working like after hours and odd hours, but I was doing that when I was trying to research and learn more about my company in order to understand how the project completely was working. But I would never advise that as a common practice or a long-term practice, because it'll lead to burnout. So you don't want to do that very often. So I agree, set your office hours and stick to them. Tip number 4 for how to be a good remote worker is to dress for the job. As tempting as it may be, resist the urge to stay in your PJs all day long and dress for work every day. Not only will you want to look professional on video meetings, but getting dressed in the morning puts your brain in work mode. I will admit that I don't always practice that one. I do practice that when I have meetings. I practice that when I know I'm going to have a meeting with my boss, just so that I'm in the right headspace. Like it said, make sure your brain is in work mode. I work from home so that I can stay in my PJs. Admittedly, so it hasn't stopped me from my productivity. So I would say take this into account. I mean, if you're a person that struggles with that discipline, I've always been an entrepreneur. So with that, your life is your business. So I've always worked from the bed, worked from wherever, so it's not really a challenging thing for me. But for those people that, if it's your first time working from home, or if you have a hard time striking that balance, you definitely want to create a space where you can set up an office, set up a desk, sit at that desk. I mean, I still have a desk and office in the house. So on those days when I do feel like I'm not so, going to be as productive, or I don't know, falling asleep as I'm trying to work. This hasn't happened, but I can understand how you could possibly need that. So I do actually have an office to work at, but definitely if you need that balance, if you struggle with discipline, you definitely do want to dress for the job. I agree with that tip. Tip number 5, structure your days. To work from home successfully, you'll need to plan out and structure your days so that the hours don't get away from you. Create a to-do list, set goals, and come up with a daily schedule. Complete with breaks and times, you'll be able to focus on deep work. Depending on your specific job, you may even want to break your day up into chunks of time dedicated to different tasks, i.e. 9 to 10 a.m. respond to emails, 10 to 12:30 p.m. work on project number 1. The more structured you can build into your remote working days, the less likely you'll be sidetracked. 100% agree with this. I 100% agree with this. At my current position, we outline the schedule for the agents. The leadership positions, they don't necessarily have an outline of a schedule. Actually, that's not true. I just outlined their schedule as well. At my company, we have a schedule. I think these tips these are very beneficial for if you're an entrepreneur that struggles with staying on track, because a part of entrepreneurship is definitely staying on track, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about work from home. I would assume, like, if you were maybe C-level and don't have a structure and you're kind of free to work as you please, these tips are very important that we're going across. The next one, as I mentioned earlier, that I have, the next tip that the author has listed is 6, create a dedicated office space. When you set up a home office space that is specifically for your work and nothing else, you'll inevitably have fewer distractions. Find a room or a closet in your home that isn't used for anything else and turn it into your very own work area. Of course, when your office is in your home, you will also have the freedom to switch it up once in a while to create a cool new workspace that keeps it interesting. 100% agree with this tip. As I mentioned, I don't work from my office every single day, but I do have that space in my home for those days where I need the separation, when I just can't work from the bed. It's uncomfortable, whatever that may be, or I don't want to be on the couch. I do have an office space. Number 7, use task lists and time management tools with no manager hovering over your shoulder, asking for updates. You may find it easy to get distracted or spend too long on a particular task or project. Create and use daily task lists. Noting what you hope to accomplish and how long it should take. Seek out other time management tools as necessary to keep you on track and ensure that you meet your deadlines. Yes, this is a great tip. I feel like we're repeating ourselves, but yes, this is definitely a great tip. You want to make lists. No comment. But I think my face just told you what I'm thinking. Like, yes, yes, working from home. I want to say that this article is addressing maybe a different type of company or a different type of work from home position than maybe what I am considering or what I'm discussing or what I'm exposed to at my job. So, but I do the most of these tips as far as time management, work from home, they're great for if you don't have a company that is outlining this for you already, right? So these are good tips. It's just maybe not applicable to every work from home position. I'll say it that way. Number 8, take breaks. Without the rhythm of an office around you, it's easy to get into a groove and forget to take a lunch break or stretch your legs with a quick walk. If necessary, set an alarm to remind you to take occasional breaks. You'll find this helps you focus and keeps you refreshed so you can be the most effective and efficient worker possible. Amen. Definitely agree with that. Tip number 9, avoid personal tasks. To be a good remote employee, it's essential to not let household to-dos take over your schedule. Sure, throwing in a load of laundry during a work break is fine, but make sure you don't let miscellaneous household tasks dictate your work day. Not only will they ultimately extend your day past your regular work hours, but the constant interruptions will impede your productivity and performance. This is true. Definitely personal tasks are distractions from your work. Depending on what you do, like it mentioned, it will extend your day and or cause inaccuracies. Number 10, exercise regularly. Whether you go for a run or walk during your lunch break or schedule an online yoga session to end your workday, keeping a regular exercise routine will help you combat the sedentary lifestyle that remote work can lead to. I agree. Honestly, I don't practice that as well as I should, but I do practice it irregularly. I kind of I'm not a consistent workout person as it is. Like exercise, I need to learn how to incorporate that into my daily life. I'm hoping to begin to do that, but when I do, it has helped. I used to practice walking before work. Where I was living, I've moved now, but where I was living previously, there was a lake behind my house. And so I would go for a walk an hour before I would go into work. I did find that it would help. And also, it's just good to be outside because working from home sometimes can cause you to become more introverted, right, than I already am. And so it's good to get outside. It's good to get fresh air. It's good to see the birds. It's good to experience the weather. Now it's a bit too cold for me to go outside, but I definitely do want to get back into yoga, which I love yoga so much. That's pretty much the only exercise that I've ever consistently done is yoga. I like Pilates too, but I didn't keep up with that, but I love yoga. Tip number 11, create a strong support system. Working remotely can lead to loneliness and isolation, but staying connected while working from home helps you keep these feelings at bay. Until the pandemic is over, your only interaction during the workday may be virtual, but that's okay. Virtual coffee breaks and lunches, interactive happy hours, and post-work Zoom meetings with friends can keep you feeling a part of the community. I definitely agree with that. It's good. I do have a couple of coworkers that I talk to outside of work that I've kind of befriended. And sometimes I talk to them during work because of the fact that I don't have to be on the phone for work. Like I'm able to talk to my coworkers during work. So I kind of create that office experience, even though I am working from home. So it is good to create that community. Also, for a while there, I had a dog. So that helped me with having a support system during well, this article clearly was written probably at the onset of the pandemic, but I didn't check the date. But during the pandemic, I had a dog, and that helped me to make sure that I was getting that kind of that break and that support that I needed as far as being cooped up in the house. Okay, tip number 12 says plan occasional in-person meetings with team members. While online communication tools will help you build strong virtual bonds, it's hard to replace face-to-face conversations. Meeting with your coworkers and manager in person won't always be possible, but when things get back to normal, it's useful to schedule quick meetups with local team members and attend off-site retreats that your company offers. I have not done that yet. I have a couple of my my colleagues, they have asked to meet up with me, but it hasn't really worked out that way. So I think it would be a great idea if we could, but I've heard this kind of repeatedly in articles that we've been reviewing together. So maybe I'll think about it, because I do know there may be quite a few, maybe I know that there's at least 4 of us that work in the same city right now. And so it would be nice to meet up with those ladies, but we'll see what happens in the future. And so it says, take a big picture view. On some days, your plans will fall through and you might not be able to exercise or stick to your schedule. That's understandable and completely fine. Just be flexible, adapt to circumstances, and keep trying to develop good habits that enable you to work from home successfully. Keeping your remote work goals top of mind will help you be a good remote employee while also supporting a balanced life. And if your remote work goals lead you to look for a new opportunity, thank you for visiting my channel to get that assistance and to know how to do that. So I appreciate you all for being here with me today. This article was a little bit tougher. I should have checked the date as far as when it was written. And also, I think this one is very good for if you are an entrepreneur and you're just starting out and getting used to kind of making your own schedule and doing your own thing. How to find that work-life balance probably would be a more accurate explanation of what this article was about. This was a great article. I enjoyed sharing it with you guys. Hopefully you all liked it as well. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Hello, my name is Kendra, the official business renovator. Thank you for joining my channel today, and I hope that you enjoy the content today. Feel free to like, comment, and share the video, as well as subscribe so that you can get notifications for when I release new content. Also, click the link in the bio for more products from me, as I recently released the book, The Great Promotion, and I discuss how I got promoted 4 times in 6 months and received a bonus while working from home.